Hi there everybody and welcome along to episode 100 of the Big Quiz Night In. We did it, we're here, we made it, and I'm glad you could be here with me too. We've got some really lovely messages coming into the chat. Do you like the intro? Did you like all the graphics I put together? I hope you did. Yeah, it was a lot of fun putting all that together for you this evening. But yeah, I hope you're all doing well, and let's see who we've got in the chat. I'll read out some of your comments and then we're going to move on to the first question of the evening. And it's not what you might expect. We've got a little surprise for the first question of the evening, so we'll bring that on in just a moment. Let's get to the comments first of all, though. We have Sue and the Donuts. Good evening, all, and congratulations, Chris, on reaching 100 and keeping us all a bit more sane through lockdown. Yes, oh, that's great. Thank you for that. Catherine and Tony saying, love the graphics. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, Chris, for being a real lockdown hero. Thank you. Luke and Jane are here as well. Good evening, Chris, they say. Ed says, good evening, everybody. Happy 100th. Yeah, I can't quite believe it myself. It's been 100 episodes. Made it on time. Jan's here. Good evening, everyone. Congratulations, Chris, on the 100 episodes. Chris as well. Blackpool Bar Stewards saying hello from a wet and windy Blackpool. It's pretty wet and windy around here as well, in fairness. Happy 100th. Congratulations. Diva says, hello all, 100. Woohoo. Yes. I'm liking the little champagne kind of flutes there. That emoji. Or emojis, I should say, because we've also got a bottle of Prosecco in the fridge chilling for after the show for Chrissy and I. Gabby's here. She says, hi everyone, Pinky and the Brain are here. Looking forward to seeing how episode 100 unfolds. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised with the subjects I've chosen, or at least one of them I know I think you guys like. Jenny says, happy centenary. Welcome along Team Bath. Thank you for being here. Jan says, idea for late April Fool's joke for Chris to not appear today. I did think of lots of different things I could have done, believe me, and that was one of them, just having, like, you know, nobody here and seeing how long it would last. But no, I have come up with lots of silly ideas that didn't quite make it to the show. Maddie says, good evening all, glad you could be here, Maddie, thank you. Catherine says, love it as well, glad you're enjoying everything so far. Eric's saying, good evening everyone. Martin says, good evening all, let's get quizzical here, happy 100th birthday, let's do this. Hashtag, and if nobody's going to know what that is apart from a few Patreon members and myself. His hashtag is, can I have a pee please, Chris? Because he always asks that when we do blockbusters on Patreon quiz nights. Ongoing joke, and yes, I still laugh at it. It's like a great dad joke, you know. Even if they're bad dad jokes, I still find myself laughing at them. Great graphics, loving the graphics. Good. Maddie says, love the intro and the graphics. Great work. Thank you. Yes, I was very happy when I found that template for the what was 20th Century Fox, and I could like replace everything and make it look like my own. And yeah, I was really chuffed with that. Peter says, hello from Britzillians, 100 awesome episodes. Well done. You are part of the household now. Oh, wonderful. Thank you. Andy says, happy century. 4 sport rounds, I reckon. 4 sport rounds? No, not quite. Millie says, good evening. Sorry I'm late. Don't worry. You're not that late. You just missed the cool intro, though. Oh, you'll have to go back and watch it after the show. And congrats on 100 episodes. Brilliant. Thank you so much, everybody. We've got a really good turnout tonight. 4 quiz rounds we're going to be doing tonight. There's no game show rounds. I'm going back to how it was back in the first few episodes at least, until we introduce the game show rounds. And I'm doing 4 quiz rounds. You'll see the subjects in good time. That's coming up. And the first thing we're going to do, though, we would normally bring in Abby to ask a question. We've got something a bit different tonight. Abby's going to be here, but we've got something else as well. Ju's just got in the comments. She says, hello all, congratulations, Chris. Good. Right. Get yourselves ready to answer the first question of the evening then, guys, because I'm going to introduce to you the first little surprise of the evening. Kids, come on. Hello, here he is. Abby and Rue are here this evening.
Minecraft!
I said I would get Rue on the show, and what better time to bring him on than the last show for a while. So yes, this is Ruben, for those who don't know. We got a Minecraft intro for them both to have a question. And you are both going to ask a question for them, and the first 3 people to get it correct are going to get a bonus point.
Ooh,
okay?
bonus.
Yeah. This is the first time Rue's been on the show. You've done quiz videos before, haven't you?
Yeah, I've done one.
You've done one before where you asked some questions and we posted it, but it wasn't live like this one is. And Abby's, of course, a pro at this now.
What a brilliant way to end the show, but the day of when I went swimming.
Oh, yes, you did as well. You went swimming too. Yes.
My
And
first time
we
actually
also
doing
got
swimming
the
lessons, and I was
Skywalker
actually pretty good at it, and I can't swim at all.
You did really well. And we've also got the new Lego Star Wars game, didn't we?
Which is why I'm wearing this.
Right, so I'm going to bring a question up. Abby's going to read it first, and then everybody can have a guess in the comments. It's going to be A, B, C, or D, and then Ruben's going to read it as well, and then we'll see who guesses it correctly the fastest. Okay, the fastest 3 people get a bonus point they can use on any of the 4 quiz rounds throughout the evening. Okay, are you ready? The question is going to come up here, yeah?
Okay.
Right, let Abby read it first then. There we go.
What was the first subject on Big Quiz Night In, Episode 1? Was it A, TV and films, C,
No, B, there.
B, sport, C, potluck, or D, music? You see, I read down.
I wrote them across.
That's how we usually do these things,
Okay.
where we do
Why
A, B,
do A,
C,
B,
or
or
D.
C? Okay,
They
Ruben.
usually go down.
Let Ruben read it now.
What was the first subject on Big Quiz Night In Episode 1? A, TV and films, B, sport, C, potluck, or D, music?
Excellent. Well done, both of you. Now, we need to look at the comments over on this screen, and this is where all the guesses have come in, okay? So we will have a look and see what people have guessed, okay? Sit back a bit so they can see you on camera. So it's Andy and Sue have gone with C. Jenny's saying A. Pete's saying A. Chris is saying potluck there. We've got A, C, C, C. Right, lots of good guesses coming in. If anybody else wants to have a guess, you can do that in the comments. What was the first subject in the very first episode? Don't go back and watch it. It's royally embarrassing and nowhere near as interesting as the new ones.
And it doesn't have the background.
It doesn't have all the cool graphics or anything. No, because I didn't even know it would be a thing 100 episodes later. Maddie's had a guess there now too. Right.
It feels like such a short number.
Right, we're going to... Yeah, it's probably been more because I've done Patreon as well, but I don't count those as episodes, so I have done more.
Oh no, you got to go through all the counting of all the Patreons and then add it to 100.
Right, I'm going to reveal the answer then. Are you ready? You can say this together, okay? The answer is... that.
A.
Hey,
TV
good job.
and films was the very first one.
I mean, loads of people said that. Some people said C.
They did, but let's have a look at who said it first. So let's look through the list. Who said A first? It is this one. Ruben?
Jenny.
Ruben? Jenny Bath. Yes, Jenny Bath said it first, and then Abby?
Peter.
Pete Burgess. That's Britzillions. Okay, so Team Bath and Britzillions get the first 2 bonus points, and the third one, Ruben, can you read this one?
Catherine.
Catherine and Tony get the 3rd bonus point of the evening. Very good. Right, there you go, guys.
I didn't know the answer, but my guess was originally TV and films.
You were going to guess that, were you?
Yeah.
See.
I was gonna guess TV and films because I didn't know. I didn't know, but that was my guess. A for first.
Yes, it was the first one. Yeah, which made it nice and easy when I was lining up the purple arrow to indicate the answer. Right.
Oh, top tip.
Yeah.
Next time, go for the top one because it's easier to use the arrow. There you go, guys. There's your answer.
Yeah, but they'll have forgotten by the time we bring the show back. So
Don't
that's
forget,
fine.
guys. That's
Okay,
one thing you need to keep in your
Can
mind.
you both say thank you and good night to the camera, please?
Thank you and
Good
good
night.
night.
Yeah, good job, guys. Off you go then. Okay.
Have an awesome 100th quiz.
Oh, thank you. I hope we do too.
Goodbye.
Wowzers. Thanks, kids. Bye-bye. Right, let's move on then, shall we, to our first round of the evening, and I will reveal to you what the rounds are going to be at last. There we go. Thank you for that, guys. Thank you for, putting up with the kids hijacking the show. It is fun. They do love it. And Rue was really happy when I said that he could come on as well, even though this was the last one for a while. But hey, it felt right and it was great. So, comments then. Jenny says, yay, thanks, guys. Catherine says, woohoo, thank you to Rue and Abby. Millie says, good job, guys, thank you. Jenny says, thank you as well. Good job. Yes, good night, guys, indeed. Bye, Rue and Abby. Bye-bye. Right. Lovely. Okay, I'm glad you enjoyed that. Remember those bonus points for those who earned them. You got 4 rounds you can use them on this evening. So the first round, the reason I didn't reveal them is because I didn't want to give away what could be the answer to their question that you just answered there. TV and films is round number 1, just like it was 100 episodes ago. It felt right when I realised that was what we did then. We kept it similar to the Sunday quiz night, which follows the same pattern every week, the Sunday pub quiz night, which is why I thought we'd do that again tonight in terms of the first round anyway. The Doctor round is a request, so that's a Patreon request we had. I think that, who was that from now? That was from Eric and Chris, I think. Was it Blackpool Bar Stewards? I think that was from Chris, I think. Connections round, I know Gabby's asked for connection round before. I think Ed, if I remember rightly, yourself and Amanda like the connections rounds too. And the game shows round, Millie, I know, has asked for those in the past too. So I know that you guys like those. So that's coming, that's like lots of different feedback I received. Anything else you suggested, I'll keep hold of and bring into it when the show comes back. But I hope you like the selection we've got this evening. 4 full quiz rounds. I hope you enjoy them. TV and films then is round number 1. Okay. So from now on then, in case there's anybody new watching, you don't put the answers in the comments. All you do is make a note of them yourself. If you do that, then at the end of the quiz round, I can do repeats of questions if you need me to. And then after that, I will reveal the answers. You mark your own at the end of the round and let me know in the comments how well you did. How many points did you, your pub quiz team name as well if you want. Let me know in the comments then and we give you all a shout out. We celebrate with those who do well and we commiserate with perhaps those who don't do quite so well. But it doesn't matter, because for the 100th time, we're just here to have some fun, all right? You don't have to say anything in the comments if you don't want to, but it's just great to build that community, and we can't do that unless you jump in the comments and say hi at least. So, yeah. Let's go. Question number 1, and I'll read the comments that have come in as we go through. TV and films then. Question 1. Which TV channel started broadcasting live cricket from 2005's Ashes series? Which TV channel started broadcasting live cricket from the 2005 Ashes series? So it's going back a bit now, but it is a topical channel, shall we say. I'll give you a bit of a hint there. Ed says he loves connections. Maddie's saying good night to the kids. Well done, both of you. Yeah, they did well, bless them. Jan says small internet outage, but I'm back now. Good. Message to anyone who is new to the quiz. You've missed 99 great episodes. This is true. Wow, I would say maybe 90 good episodes and 10 very early on when we didn't really know what we were doing, and I certainly didn't. I was just sat in front of a camera reading off some questions and chatting to people I knew, and now we have so many new friends and all this. It's amazing. So yeah, but thank you for that. Question 2. Which martial artist starred in the movie On Deadly Ground? Which martial artist starred in the movie On Deadly Ground? That is question number 2. I had to make some last-minute adjustments to the graphics because I had originally... Oh, I've got pictures as well to show you. I forgot about that. I'll reveal the picture round in a moment. Yeah, I had to make some last-minute adjustments because the balloons were in my way. So you wouldn't have seen me. Perhaps some people would have preferred it that way. I don't know. Right, pictures. Let's bring the pictures up. If you guess these pictures correctly, you can have a bonus point for each, okay? And the theme of our pictures, which runs through all 4 rounds, is book covers. Famous book covers, okay? Some of them I think are easier than others. There's some kids' books mixed in with this as well. But 1 point for each. Guess the famous book. The authors are in some of the pictures as well, which gives you another clue. In case you're not familiar, maybe you will be by the name of the author. So see how you go with those 2 bonus points there. 1 point for each correct book you guess correctly. I think given the different subjects I've chosen tonight, bringing in literature as well adds another layer of trivia, another different subject, because otherwise it just ends up being a bit too samey with some of it. So hopefully that's a good variety for you all. Right, question 3. What sport did the Mighty Ducks play? What sport did the Mighty Ducks play? That is probably one of the closest to a sport round you're going to get. I know Andy jokingly said about 4 sports rounds tonight. No. But what sport did the Mighty Ducks play? The reason that's in this round, if you don't know, is because there were many films, and I think there was even a series called Mighty Ducks, or similar. So, yes, what sport did they play? Question number 4. This is your first multiple point question. Mighty Ducks from DuckTales? No, different ducks. Different ducks, yeah. So this is your first multiple point question then. For 3 points, name the 3 main Goodfellas for 1 point each. Name the 3 main Goodfellas for 1 point each. The actors' names. If you're familiar with the movie poster in particular, those 3 people on the front of that movie poster. 1 point for each. Name the 3 actors who are the main Goodfellas for 3 points. Okay, that's question 4. I will, as I've said, I will do repeats at the end if you need me to. You just need to let me know the numbers and I will repeat those questions. Question number 5 now. Question 5. Which Star Trek actor played TJ Hooker on TV? Which Star Trek actor played TJ Hooker on TV? Okay, question number 6 now. Question 6. Which actor played Louis De Palma in Taxi? Which actor played Louis De Palma in Taxi? Jan's going to put the lyrics to DuckTales in the chat now. Oh, I love that so much. It's not only is it one of my favourite cartoons, or was it one of my favourite cartoons as a kid, it's also arguably the best theme song for a cartoon. In fact, one of the best theme songs of anything on TV. So catchy. Yeah. And I'm not going to read it out loud because I'll just burst into song. It's one of those ones you just can't help but sing along to it. It's so good. Yeah. Good memories of that. I didn't see any of the remake. They did a new version of it or a new series. I don't know if it was a continuation or what. But David Tennant voiced Scrooge McDuck, which I thought was pretty cool. But I've never actually seen it. Right, question 7 is for 2 points. Name the 2 actresses who have played Lara Croft Tomb Raider on film. 1 point for each. Name the 2 actresses who have played Lara Croft Tomb Raider on film. The best theme melody is the X-Men cartoon on Disney Plus. Oh, the one from the 90s. They're doing a continuation of that as well. Yeah, that is. Yeah, it's not really got any lyrics to it, but in terms of a tune, it is definitely a good tune as well. Yeah, classic. Okay, question number 8 now. Question number 8. How many Von Trapp children were there in The Sound of Music? How many Von Trapp children were there in The Sound of Music? That is question 8. Okay, where are we now? Question number 9. What was the subtitle of the movie Babe 2? What was the subtitle of the movie Babe 2? Okay, question number 10 now. Question 10. If Peter Parker is Spider-Man and Clark Kent is Superman, which supervillain is Norman Osborn? If Peter Parker is Spider-Man and Clark Kent is Superman, which supervillain is Norman Osborn? Chris, using the occasion, a walk down memory lane, what would be your 3 fondest memories from those 100 episodes? Ooh, there's a good question. Ooh, I'm going to say them in no particular order because I thought of one as soon as I read what you commented there, Jan. Let me do the next question first, though. Question 11. Name Buck Rogers' 2 robotic assistants in the 25th century. Name Buck Rogers' 2 robotic assistants in the 25th century. That was like the name of the show, Buck Rogers in the 25th century. But what were the names of his 2 robotic assistants? 1 point for each. 3 fondest memories then. I would say one of them is when, thanks to those who support me on Patreon or supported me on Patreon, even those who did at the beginning and then dropped off, all that money went into a savings account and it all helped to go towards the new laptop that I desperately needed because the last one was on its dying a death. Also, yeah, it was definitely dying a death. It needed to be replaced, and I wanted to improve the show. So, because of all the support I got from what I did here, it helped to pay for the laptop, and because of that, I got a slightly better one than I thought I would originally get. And it's allowed me to have the technology to do everything you've been seeing ever since. All of this stuff that I do. So that is easily my top memory, because without that support, it would have just carried on and probably just fizzled out, I think, because I couldn't keep it changing and entertaining. The graphics would just... yeah, and I was getting so frustrated with Facebook. So frustrated. Anyway, more on that in a minute. Question... Where are we now? We've done that one, done that one, done that one. Question 12. Oh, I love this one. Question 12. Which Lee Child creation was a smash hit on Amazon Prime this year? Which Lee Child creation was a smash hit on Amazon Prime this year? Oh, we're going to talk about that when we do the answers. No spoilers or comments or anything about it, if you know what I'm talking about. We will talk about it when we get to it, though. Yeah, I was just getting so frustrated because everything I tried to do just through a camera and Facebook, or my webcam and Facebook, it just kept letting me down. And Facebook never respond when you've got a technical problem as any kind of content creator. They just never respond. So it was ridiculous. But thankfully, I can now do all of this. So that is definitely my one of my fondest. That was question 12. Question 11 was the Buck Rogers one. So name the 2 Buck Rogers robotic assistants from the TV show. I did say, yeah, so that was 11. Question 12 was which Lee Child creation was a smash hit on Amazon Prime this year? Second, what are the fondest memories? Probably the realization that people were prepared to support me rather than just watching along, and just the generosity of people and making new friends, and not just people who joined this show, but people who then watched and supported me elsewhere, you know, or people that came from Lima. I discovered new friends on Lima, discovered what Lima was as a result of doing the Facebook show. That all happened because I started doing the Facebook quizzes, and that then led me to discover Lima and the new people I've met there, Diva, for example, and Shane, who created Lima, and Paul as well, who's never on Facebook, but he follows me and supports me over on Lima a lot. And yeah, just making all these new friends has been fantastic. It's been great. Right, next question. Question 13. Which TV series regularly featured Rick Mayall, may he rest in peace, Adi Edmondson, Alexi Sale, Dawn French, and Jennifer Saunders? Which TV series regularly featured Rick Mayall, Adi Edmondson, Alexi Sale, Dawn French, and Jennifer Saunders? One show that featured all of those comedic actors. Yes. So yeah, new friends. The support I got, new friends, and one more, I think. Chris says, I remember you getting 100 devices one evening in the summer. Oh, I know. Yeah, that was also pretty epic. This is the thing, because obviously now the lockdowns have obviously come to an end. People are out and about doing their own thing, so the numbers of people watching dropped dramatically, but the people that stayed behind we've become this really great, I think, really great group of people, real great community feeling to it. Always chatting and having a laugh, not just in the comments and the videos, but on the Patreon quizzes for those who support me there, and in general, again, across other platforms too. You know, discovering new friends on TikTok. Millie's here because of the fact I'd started posting on TikTok and we met each other that way. And it's just incredible. Using social media for good. You know, raising money for charity. There's been loads of money raised for Secret Santa and Sophia as well. The two charities initially I supported. Yeah, so much good has come from it. It's, yeah, brilliant. Right, question 14. Which actor played Snake Plissken on film? Which actor played Snake Plissken on film? So, yeah, but it did go crazy. Within the first 6 months, I guess the first 6 to 8 months, there was one point where, yeah, the amount of people, devices watching shot through 100 live. Obviously, it was like during the strictest of lockdowns. And the comments just went mental. So many comments that it just scrolled past so quickly, I couldn't keep up with it. So I had to be really picky with what I was picking out and reading. And then people were like going, "Oh, you missed my comment." It's like, there's so many, I'm sorry. So yeah, but it's settled back down after that. As lockdowns eased, it's settled back down. And I mean, tonight, we haven't had more than 20 in, I don't know, in a few months. It's been a long time since I've seen that number go above 20. I know it's devices, not people. There's more people watching. But yeah, I do remember that time as well, definitely. Right, your next question and final question is a 3-pointer for your TV and films round. Ooh. For 3 points, name the 3 movies in the Tom Holland-led Spider-Man Home trilogy. Name the 3 movies in the Tom Holland-led Spider-Man Home trilogy. Home being the key word in all 3 of those titles as a clue. So name them for 1 point each. You don't need to write them in order because I'm not going to be able to check anyway. But 1 point for each of his 3 Spider-Man movies. Gosh, that most recent one they did. Again, won't mention any spoilers or anything in the comments, please. But that was something special. That was good. Does anybody need a question repeated? Please let me know and I'll gladly do that for you. I think I've still only said 2 fondest memories. I certainly think those are 2 of the main ones. I loved being able to work out how to do Our Survey Says and the catchphrase games with this software as well. That was a big achievement for me because I wanted to do more interactive stuff. So yeah, that was also a big milestone for me, so I can do more than just do the quiz rounds. Okay, question 13 is being requested. So for Chris and for Jenny, here we go. Question 13. Which TV series regularly featured Rick Mayall, Adi Edmondson, Alexi Sale, Dawn French, and Jennifer Saunders? Yes. It's just been great. Just been a really great ride, this whole experience. Well, I'm no closer to knowing how soon I'll be able to bring it back. We are, now the kids are out of earshot. Yeah, the offer was accepted at a house, so we just got to hope that all the checks and everything go through okay. Some of you have seen that already, but we're kind of keeping it on the down low from the kids. They've been to the house, they know it's likely, but it's a big thing obviously for all of us, so we're not talking about how definite it is just yet. We don't even know how definite it is just yet, in fairness. Maddie says it's been lovely being in this group. We really must do that all meeting up in person at the pub thing sometime. That would be phenomenal. If any, well, I mean, it doesn't have to be all, but if anybody wants to arrange to come down to Abingdon, I know for some of you it's a very, very long way, but if you wanted to, man, that'd be incredible. Thursdays and Sunday nights I host a pub quiz, and they're both different quiz nights as well. Jason says, wonder how much beer 52 you drunk. That's a very good point. Well, we normally get 1 crate a month. So that's 8 cans and or bottles a month. There was a few times where I got some extras. That's about it, though. The better question is, I wonder how many free crates of beer I gave away through Beer 52, thanks to their golden tickets thing. I've got loads more, by the way. If anybody wants, again, I've been given loads more because they know I give them away. And it could lead to you being a Beer 52 subscriber if you really like it. It's different beer every month. So if you like a free crate of beer to give it a try, let me know. Just ping me. All I need is your email address, and then you can set it up. And then you can just cancel it if you don't want it. It's easy, you get a free crate of beer. These are all nice beers as well. Jan says, let me know with a month notice so I can arrive from Poland. Oh, Jan, yeah, that would be amazing if you could. Travel like that might be a bit difficult at the minute. I don't know, but yeah, we'll definitely try and arrange something. I've no idea when or how or who would want to come, but we'll see. Right, that's all for repeats there. Nobody else has put anything in, so I'm going to go through the answers. Give yourself 1 point for each. If you feel you struggled in this round, maybe you want to give yourself that Abby bonus for the 3 of you. Abby and Rue bonus, I should say. Please feel free to do so with this round. Here we go. Question 1. The TV channel that started broadcasting live cricket from the 2005 Ashes series is Channel 4. I told you it was topical. You must have seen in the news what's going on with that. What a joke. Ridiculous. Question 2. Which martial artist starred in the movie On Deadly Ground? It was Steven Seagal. Maddie's thinking that would be awesome. Good. Yes. Yeah, well, maybe we can just put some dates together over the summer when we know it's going to be nicer weather. Yeah? I'll just throw some dates out there. And then if you wanted to come down, and there's plenty of places I can recommend for you to stay overnight in the area. Yeah, pretty affordable, I think. I'll let you know. All right. Question 3. Mighty Ducks play ice hockey. Normally they're the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim, I think. I don't know if the franchise is still there now, but they were at least then. Question 4. The 3 main Goodfellas. 1 point for each of these, so 3 in total. Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, and Ray Liotta. Question 5. The Star Trek actor that played T.J. Hooker on TV was William Shatner, Captain Kirk himself. Question 6. The actor that played Louis De Palma in Taxi was Danny DeVito. Question 7. Name the 2 actresses who have played Lara Croft Tomb Raider on film. It's Angelina Jolie originally and Alicia Vikander in the more recent reboot of the series, and that was pretty good actually. I mean, I enjoyed all of them, but the latest one was good, and I'm glad to see they're still making another one, a follow-up to it, because that was pretty cool. Based on the more recent version of the games as well, which is set in a bit more kind of realism, I think, to some extent anyway. Question 8. How many Von Trapp children were there in The Sound of Music? There were 7 Von Trapp children. Question 9. The subtitle to Babe 2 was Pig in the City. Question 10. If Peter Parker is Spider-Man, Clark Kent is Superman, which supervillain is Norman Osborn? It is the Green Goblin. Question 11. Buck Rogers' 2 robotic assistants were Tweaky and Dr. Theopolis. 1 point for each. Very well done if you remembered that. I remember loving the show as a kid, but even I would struggle to remember both of those. Question 12. Now, which Lee Child creation was a smash hit on Amazon Prime this year? It was called Reacher, the character Jack Reacher. So Reacher or Jack Reacher, you can have a point for that. If you have not seen it, and you have Amazon Prime, or even if you don't, it's worth the subscription for in itself. It is so good. I've never read any of the books. I knew nothing about the character. I watched the show. It's phenomenal. So good. We loved it. And it was like the most watched streaming series like ever for a few weeks. It was, ridiculous, record-breaking show. So good. So that's my recommendation for you. If you've not seen it, you'll love it, I hope. Question 13. Which TV series regularly featured Rick Mayall, A.D. Edmondson, Alexei Sale, Dawn French, and Jennifer Saunders? It was called The Comic Strip Presents. There we go. Diva says it was 5 stars. Absolutely. The books are fab too. Yeah, I've heard good things about them. I'm not much of a book reader. I ain't got time for it. I used to listen to a lot of audiobooks, but because I don't drive anywhere now, hardly ever, apart from going to the quiz, I don't drive to work anymore, hardly ever. I never get time to listen to them either. But yes, I'm glad to hear you like it. I was actually going to recommend it to you, Diva, over on Lima, because I knew you were asking for recommendations. I thought, I bet you've seen it. Yeah, there was something else I'm going to recommend to you. I'll remember it in a bit. Okay, question 14. Which actor played Snake Plissken on film? That was Kurt Russell. Question 15. The 3 movies in the Tom Holland-led Spider-Man Home trilogy are Homecoming, Far From Home, and the most recent one, No Way Home. Yes, Jenny says indeed. Eric says I've read most of the books and the actor is more true to the character than Tom Cruise. Yes, yeah. As the more I found out about the character, the more ridiculous I thought it was that Tom Cruise played him in the films. And glad this series is completely separate to the films. Although I've heard they're all right action movies as they go. He's just not Reacher, is he? Especially when you see how he should be in the show. But if you haven't seen the show, there's a cameo. Lee Childs has a cameo in the show as well, so keep an eye out for him. Well, that was quite a nice touch, I thought. Okay, so that's the end of those ones. The pictures, which I totally forgot about again. The one on the left by Joseph Heller is Catch-22, and the one on the right by Harper Lee is To Kill a Mockingbird. Those are the 2 books. So, yeah. Are you shouting at me? Which one's your favourite book? To Kill a Mockingbird is Chrissy's favourite book. Do you know, I picked it for the picture quiz and I never actually checked to see if she knew any of them or what she thought of them or anything. And I just happened to have picked her favourite book. There you go. I should have probably known that. Anyway, let's see how many points you get. Let me know in the comments. Leave your team scores there as well. And let's see how well you did. And then we can move on to round number 2, our Doctor round. While waiting for those to come in, it's called Doctor just because every question is going to be loosely connected to the medical profession. Any subject goes. So yeah. Chris of Blackpool Bar Stewards and Jenny says it's their favourite book as well. You're in good company there then. Right, so here we go. Team scores are coming in. Yes, Diva is agreeing with Eric about the fact Reacher is a much better actor in the show. Okay, so team scores then. Here they come. Blackpool Bar Stewards, 14 plus 2 for the pictures. Well done. Andy says 16 plus 2 will do for Back in Black. 12 plus 2 for Diva. 6 for the Not So Golden Oldies. Oops, but 2 for the book covers. To Kill a Mockingbird is my favourite as well. Catherine says, wow, this is some good book, huh? Right, 16 plus 2 for Luke and Jane. The Donuts have got 10. I'm better at chit flicks, Sue says. Oh, bless. Okay, Pinky and the Brain have got 14 plus 2. Jenny says 21. 18 plus 1 plus 2. Having that bonus point. Well done. Maddie says a rather pathetic 9, but then I'm not great at film. I'm not a great film buff. Got both the books though, so 9 plus 2. Well done. And 5 plus 2 for Millie. Is it both of you tonight? Is it just you, Millie? Let me know. Martin says 15 plus 2 for Let's Get Quizzical. Good efforts all round. Keep the scores coming in. I'm going to flick over to the next round, but of course the comments can continue. If there's anybody else that wants to post their comments, even if you're watching a repeat of this, you can still leave comments and I will come back and reply to them. But let's roll on to round number 2. Okay, so round number 2 then. Doctor, yes, it's both of you, Millie says. Okay, that's all right. Yeah, you know, you learn something new every day. Every day's a school day, and all those other phrases that should show support. Okay, yes, 17 points for Jan. Good round, very good round, Jan. Well done. And Jew says 14 plus 2 for the Brazilians. Good scores there. Well done, guys. Right, let's see how well you do then with this one then. So, Doctor, medical kind of connected round. Any subject goes, but that is the theme running through it. So let's see how you get on with this one. Same again, keep the answers to yourself. Don't put them in the comments, and we'll do repeats at the end if you need me to, of course. Right, question number 1 then in our second round this evening, and I will bring up the pictures. I will do that, but question 1 first. How many bones in the adult human body? How many bones are there in the adult human body? Your book covers for this round are right there. Neither of these two are particularly nice in terms of story. I don't really know them that well, but I just know it enough to know that they're not particularly nice. So there's a bit of a theme between the two there, I guess. These are probably, I say the one on the left is probably the trickier of the two. I think the one on the right is quite famous for other reasons. Okay, question number 2 in our Doctor Doctor round. Dr. Jones, Doctor Doctor, and Doctoring the TARDIS were UK hits for which 3 acts? 1 point for each. Dr. Jones, Doctor Doctor, and Doctoring the TARDIS were UK hits for which 3 acts? 1 point for each. One thing I will be doing, although as many of you now know, this is the last show for a while, and I'm sure most of you know this as well, but it bears repeating here, is that I'm going to continue to post quiz-related stuff in the Facebook groups and on the page itself. So as and when I find something interesting or fun that I think you might all be interested in, I will continue to share stuff and post stuff. So the Facebook side of things isn't going to go completely dead. Just every now and then I'll share something with you all. If you want to be one of the first or notified about things that I post, the best way to do that is to be in the top fan group, because Patreon is paused, so you won't be in that. Only the Patreons will continue to be in that are current Patreons, but that's all paused. But the top fan group will be open to anybody that's watched the show and wants to stay involved. So if you're not, please request access and I will grant that to you. Question 3. What is the largest organ in the human body? What is the largest organ in the human body? Question number 4. What was the nickname of Dr. McCoy in Star Trek? What was the nickname of Dr. McCoy in Star Trek? Question 5. Which is the only part of the human body that cannot heal and repair on its own? Which is the only part of the human body that cannot heal and repair on its own? Question number 6 now. Question 6. How many bones in the human body, human adult body, are not attached to another bone? How many bones in the human adult body are not attached to another bone? I will give you multiple choice for this one. Are there 1, 7, or 11? How many bones in the adult human body are not attached to another bone? 1, 7, or 11? Okay, then, next question. Question 7. The bingo term, doctor's orders, represents which bingo number? Okay. Jan has put in a joke in the comments, so I shall read that in a moment. Hopefully it won't also be connected to a question. I don't think it will be. I'm sure you'll be alright. You do have a habit of saying things in the comments just before they're included in the quiz round, which is quite funny, but I don't think you have there looking at it at a glance. Question 7 again. The bingo term doctor's orders represents which bingo number? Those of you who attend the Sunday quiz might have a better chance of that than others, because we do play bingo at the end of the Sunday quiz night. So yes, some of you might have an advantage there. Or if you just go to bingo in general, I don't think they say bingo calls anymore. I think they just say the numbers now. But yeah, we do say them at our bingo. Right, joke. At the medical university, the professor is discussing the exam results with the students. And now question 14, which human organ can change its size 7 times? The pupil is, of course, the answer is, of course, pupil. To all the men, congratulations on the correct answer. To all the women, congratulations on your partners. Oh, God. Which human organ can change its size 7 times? Oh dear, I wonder how many people think along different lines for that one. Alright, question number 8 now. Which bone are babies born without? Which bone are babies born without? Yeah, we've definitely not got a question about those in this, Jan. You're all right. Okay. Question number 9 now. Question 9. Which doctor was a founder member of the Social Democratic Party? Which doctor was a founder member of the SDP, the Social Democratic Party? Don't forget to have a guess at what you think those book covers are at the top there in the middle. 1 point for each of those, in addition to all the points you'll get for questions correct in this round. Okay, question number 10 in our Doctor round. How many weeks is the average human pregnancy? How many weeks is the average human pregnancy? Should I give you multiple choice? First person to say yes or no in the comments if you want multiple choice gets to decide for everybody. Do you want multiple choice? How many weeks is the average human pregnancy? First person to say yes or no in the comments, and I'll say if it's yes, I will give you multiple choice. If the first thing I see is no, then you won't get multiple choice. Who's going to be the speaker for the group? Yes! Jenny is straight in there with a yes. That's the first comment I saw. Brilliant. Oh, some of you are saying no. You think you know it and you don't need the extra help. Okay, well, Jenny was first. She says yes. Bonus, then, you will have multiple choice for this question. Is it 34, 40, or 44? How many weeks on average is it for a human pregnancy? 34, 40, or 44? Maybe that's made it really, really easy. Jace, yours was first. Well, I'm going by my screen, and no, it was not. In fact, it's not even if you look at the screen in the middle here. Look, right there, it says, for me at least, Jenny, yes, Jace, no. This does not lie. So it might have been different for you, but this is what it says for me. Okay? Is it the same for you? I love it when some of you go, oh, well, I was first. On my screen, I was first. Wow. Yeah, you must have lag. Yeah, maybe that was it. It's all right. It's all right. It's only a bit of fun. Okay, question number 11 now. Question 11. Glabella is the term used to describe which part of the human body? Glabella, Glabella, is the term used to describe which part of the human body? Jan says, Jace, I agree, yours was first on my screen as well. But is it first? Was it first up here? Was it first there? Because this is taken from my comments and fed straight in here. Yeah? Although if I go back and watch the video on a different device now and they're in a different order, that's going to make me look really silly. But it's definitely not on all my screens here. Jenny says try having 2 late babies. Yeah, I think you're perfectly allowed to have multiple choice. So there we go. Question 12 now. Leonard Fenton played which medically trained character in EastEnders? Leonard Fenton played which medically trained character in EastEnders? Chris has lag. Yeah, that must be it. Yours is fine. I'm the one with lag. Yeah. Call my internet provider. What am I paying you for? Don't you know who I am? Oh man. Although sad note, speaking of EastEnders, I don't watch it, but it is sad that June Brown has passed away. Who played Dot Cotton for many years on the show. That was sad news today. And I saw her on Graham Norton a few years ago. It must have been now, and she was hilarious. She's on with Lady Gaga. It's on YouTube. She was really funny. But yeah, very sad. She was 95. It was a good innings, that is. It's all right. Okay, question, where are we now? Question 13. During fertilization, an egg and a sperm join to form a what? During fertilization, an egg and a sperm join to form a what? Okay, question number 14 now. Question 14. Who created Dr. Henry Jekyll, Dr. John Watson, and Dr. John Dolittle? 1 point for each. Who created Dr. Henry Jekyll, Dr. John Watson, and Dr. John Dolittle? Yeah, Martin, I know eventually it should, in theory, become a baby, but what's it called first? That's the question. Baby. Yeah, Abby has started learning about all of this at school this week. So we are bracing ourselves for some interesting conversations. Who'd be a teacher? Jan says, the miracle of life. Yes. Martin says, a really little baby. Yeah. A really, really, really little baby. I'm afraid you won't get a point if that's your answer, though. Okay, question 15. Question 15. What are the 4 lobes of the human brain? 1 point for each again. What are the 4 lobes of the human brain? Anybody wants to repeat again, let me know. It's that time again. I'll do any repeats for you. Did everybody see the little teaser I put out yesterday, which said like 100, Big Quiz Night In 100 tomorrow, like a movie teaser trailer kind of thing? I'm having a lot of fun with this website where I make all these videos. A lot of fun. But yeah, if you haven't seen it, go back and check it. It's only like 15 seconds with the sound on though. Yeah, I was quite pleased with how that turned out, even though it was only for one day where it was relevant. It was quite fun. I shared that everywhere. I do like to have fun with this, in case you haven't noticed. Any repeats, let me know. As always, guys, there are 2 links in the description of this video. And yes, Andy, I'm talking to you. There are 2 links in the video, like there are for every video. One will take you to Secret Santa 365, which is the charity I continue to support. So if you wanted to do something charitable, feel free to donate to them and tell them in the comments that you can leave there that Big Quiz Night In is responsible for sending you their way, because that would be really lovely if you did that. Catherine says, love the teaser, it was great. Yeah, I was so happy when I got that all going. I was like, oh, it's a real shame I'm only making this so it's only relevant for yesterday. But I'm going to do something like that again, obviously, when I come back. I'll tease it and do different teasers and things in the build up to it. All right, Team Bath wants some repeats. 11, 7, and 14, please, and sorry. It's all right. Don't worry. Okay, let's do them in order, though. 7. Right, question 7. The bingo term, doctor's orders, represents which bingo number? The bingo term, doctor's orders, represents which bingo number? Question 11. Right, where are we? Question 11 was, glabella is the term used to describe which part of the human body? Where is your glabella? And question 14 was the 3-pointer. Who created Dr. Henry Jekyll, Dr. John Watson, and Dr. John Dolittle? 3 different authors, 1 point for each. And of course, don't forget, last chance, work out what the book covers are. There's no authors this time round. You just got to guess what you think the titles of the books are. Okay. I think we're going to go through the answers then. No more comments have come in. Let's go through the answers. So, question 1. How many bones are there in the adult human body? There are 206. Question 2. Dr. Jones, Dr. Doctor, and Doctoring the TARDIS were UK hits for which 3 acts? Dr. Jones was by Aqua, Dr. Doctor was by the Thompson Twins, and Doctoring the TARDIS is by the Time Lords. Question 3. What is the largest organ in the human body? It is your skin. Your skin is an organ. Question 4. What is the nickname of Dr. McCoy in Star Trek? He is Bones McCoy. Question 5. Which is the only part of the human body that cannot heal and repair on its own? Unfortunately, it is your teeth. It's kind of obvious when you realise it, that they don't actually heal. Although we all wish they did, right? Wouldn't that be a thing? Right, question 6. How many bones in the human adult body are not attached to another bone? I gave you multiple choice for this. Is it 1, 7, or 11? It is 1. There is just the one bone in the human body that is not attached to another bone. It's called the hyoid bone, Hyoid, and it's there. It's right up there. Behind the beard. Question 7. The bingo term doctor's orders represents which bingo number? It is doctor's orders number 9. Doctor's orders number 9. Question 8. Which bone are babies born without? It is the patellas or kneecaps. They are born without those, which is why it's so easy for them to crawl around and roll around on their knees, I guess. Softer knees. The answers, I'm surprised that there was no question about the Spies Like Us with Chevy Chase and Dan Aykroyd regarding the famous Doctor scene. I haven't actually seen that film, my friend, so I wouldn't have thought it was missing. There's probably quite a few Doctor kind of related questions that could have gone in here, in fairness. But yeah, I can't say I've seen that film. I'm sure I haven't, in fact. Yeah, I'm going to have to check it out now. Alright, question number 9 now. Question 9. Which Doctor was a founder member of the SDP, the Social Democratic Party? That was Dr. David Owen. Question 10. How many weeks is the average human pregnancy? Is it 34, 40, or 44 weeks? It is 40 weeks is the average. Question 11. Glabella is the term used to describe which part of the human body? It is the space between your eyebrows. That's your glabella. I don't know why it's called that, but that's what it is. Right, next question was, Leonard Fenton played which medically trained character in EastEnders? It was Dr. Legg. Question 13, during fertilisation, an egg and a sperm join to form a what? It is called a zygote at that time. Zygote. Zygote. Question 14. Who created Dr. Henry Jekyll, Dr. John Watson, and Dr. John Dolittle? So this is Robert Louis Stevenson, Arthur Conan Doyle, and Hugh Lofting. Obviously, Dr. John Watson from the Sherlock Holmes stories. Right, next comments come in. I've got to watch it. Thank you, Eric. Okay, I will. I haven't seen many Chevy Chase films, to be honest. I really haven't seen many. I like Dan Aykroyd. Love a lot of his films, but I haven't seen that particular one. I haven't seen many with Chevy Chase in. Don't know why. I don't know, just passed me by, I guess. Right, question 15. The 4 lobes of the human brain. Then 1 point for each. We've got the frontal lobe, the parietal lobe, occipital, and temporal. Frontal, parietal, occipital, temporal for 4 points. 1 point for each. Right. The books. So in our book covers picture round, we have on the left-hand side American Psycho, and on the right we have Clockwork Orange. Fletch is a must, Jenny says. Okay, alright, I'll add that to the list as well then. For future reference, this is the scene. Okay, alright. Spies Like Us. I'm sure I like it. I love 80s movies. I was born in the 80s. I love 80s movies. I have seen Caddyshack 1 and 2. I do enjoy both of those. Or I did enjoy both of those when I saw them when I was younger. So yes, I'm alright there. But I haven't seen Fletch, and I haven't seen Spies Like Us. I haven't seen many of the road movies. No, not road movies. The vacation movies that he's done. The Griswolds. It always comes up in the quiz. Always. I'm always asking questions about those films. But yeah, I haven't seen many of those either. Okay, team scores are coming in then. 12 plus 1 for Blackpool Bar Stewards. Donuts have got themselves 13 points. Keep those scores coming in. We'll be moving on in a moment to our connections round. Yeah, National Lampoons, Jace, that's it, thank you. Yeah, I haven't seen too many of those, I don't think. 9 plus 1 points for Britzillians. Luke and Jane, 11 plus 1. Andy says 19 plus 1 for Back in Black. M&M have got themselves 6 points. 20 plus 2 for Let's Get Quizzical. I think we may have peaked. 14 plus 1 for Pinky and the Brain. 9 plus 1 for Diva. Catherine says 10 plus 1 for the Not So Golden Oldies. We're not doing well tonight, obviously, because we are too sad. This is the last quiz. I know. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. All is forgiven. 2 more rounds. And at least it's not going to be the last one forever. Yeah. Yeah, we're definitely not there yet. That's going to be... that'll be a long way off. I'll still be doing this with like 2 people watching. I don't care. Connections round is coming up. Let's see how many points the rest of you have got, though. Put them in the comments now, please. We have 14 points for Jan. He says he's on fire. You're doing well. Really well. Maddie says, G-Force 17 plus 1. Much better, but I'm an ex-medical librarian, so should have got the medical ones. Ah, yes. Well done. And you got one of the books as well. Good. I see. Yes, I remember you saying you either were a librarian or used to be a librarian. I didn't know it was specifically a medical one. So, yeah, well, you've got books and you've got a medical round there. So, yes, you did do well. Great stuff. Okay, any more for any more, let me know in the comments. I'm going to move on to the next round anyway, but you can still comment, and I'll give you that shout out as well, of course. Let's go to round number 3, our connections round. Right, so we're on to round number 3. We are probably going to overrun tonight, but connections is a 10-question round, okay? 10 questions in this connection round. They're going to be pretty much random trivia, general knowledge, if you haven't done one of these rounds before. Basically, questions 1 through 9 will be random trivia, general knowledge kind of stuff. Any subject goes, but there is a common theme or connection that connects something in all of the answers. Okay? Question 10 will simply be asking you, what is that connection? If you get question 10 correct, you'll get 4 bonus points, which means you'll have 15 points in total if you are clever enough to get all of the questions correct. So 1 point for each of the first 1 through 9, and then question 10 should be for 5 points. 5 points. 9, 10. You get 5 points. Let's just do 5 points. Makes it easier. So yes, you can have those points at the end if you get the connection correct. Okay. Right, let's see. Got some more comments, although... Oh, Maddie says she missed the kneecaps one, and National Lampoon's come on and says... What can I say? I just never had the opportunity to watch them. Just never happened. I've seen tons of other ones. I've seen loads of 80s movies. Loads. Just never them. I don't know. Okay, let's go. Connections round then. Pictures. Let's do pictures first. There's your pictures. There are the pictures. 1 point for each. Question number 1 in your connections round. What was destroyed by fire in Hong Kong Harbour 1972 during major restorations? What was destroyed by fire in Hong Kong Harbour 1972 during major restorations? Oh, Team Bath got 13 for the last round. Good effort. Well done. Right, question number 2 in our connections round. Shirley Bassey sang the theme song to which 1971 James Bond film? Shirley Bassey sang the theme song to which 1971 James Bond film? She did sing a few, but which one was released in 1971? Question number 3. Humphrey Bogart played which character in The Maltese Falcon? Humphrey Bogart played which character in The Maltese Falcon? Did I mention that some of these connections rounds are pretty tricky? They are pretty tricky, some of them. This is probably going to be quite a low scoring round, guys. Some of these questions are tough. But hopefully some of them are also worth a guess. Question 4. Which current band from Oklahoma, USA is made up of 4 brothers named Caleb, Nathan, Jared and Matthew Followwill? Which current band, and by current I mean they've had some big hits across the last 20 years, depending on how well you know them, maybe a bit before that, I can't remember exactly. Which current band from Oklahoma, USA is made up of 4 brothers named Caleb, Nathan, Jared and Matthew Followwill? I have seen them live as well. They had one of the worst supporting acts I have ever seen live at any gig ever. But then they were brilliant, as you'd expect. Yeah. I won't say any more until I do the answers. Question 5. What is the name of the British comedy actor famed for his roles as Owen in The Vicar of Dibley, Colin Ball in Only Fools and Horses, and Colin Ball in Only Fools and Horses? So it's one actor who played both of these characters. What is the name of the British comedy actor famed for his roles as Owen in The Vicar of Dibley and Colin Ball in Only Fools and Horses? He's also passed away not so long ago. It's very sad. Yeah. And another clue, actually it's probably not a clue for many of you at all, but he's also a massive Spurs fan. So he commands a lot of respect in those circles as well when he was alive, bless him. Yes. But he was Owen in The Vicar of Dibley and Colin Ball in Only Fools and Horses. Okay, question 6. Steve Miller and Fatboy Slim shared which hit song title? Steve Miller and Fatboy Slim shared which hit song title? Question 7 now. Question 7. Which film starring Brad Pitt was based on a Chuck Palahniuk novel? Which film starring Brad Pitt was based on a Chuck Palahniuk novel? Oh, what's happened there? There we go. I'm a real perfectionist when I've got the time with how these things all line up, and I get annoyed when things aren't lining up properly. Good thing it's easy to adjust. Okay, question number 8. Which 1963 R&B song, written by duo Bob and Earl, has been covered by Booker T and the MGs and, in 1986, by the Rolling Stones? Which 1963 R&B song, written by the duo Bob and Earl, had been covered by Booker T and the MGs and, in 1986, by the Rolling Stones? Name that song. Question number 9 now. Question 9. David Jason has won a record 8 National Television Awards for playing which television character? David Jason has won a record 8 National Television Awards, the NTA, for playing which television character? And of course, question number 10 is, what's the connection? So have a look back at the answers that you've now got, if you have any answers at all, because it was a tricky round. So no shame if you struggle with this one. It's just about having a bit of fun and maybe learning something new, alright? But have a look at them and see if you can work out a connection. Even if you've got one answer that you think or you're pretty sure is correct, you could still have a very good chance at guessing what the connection could be with the others. So I'll give you a little bit of thinking time with that one. I can repeat any questions, of course, let me know. If you want any questions repeated, I'll do that for you. And a reminder that whilst we're giving you time to think about these things, although the Facebook shows are stopping after tonight for a while, I will still be posting elsewhere, not just in this Facebook group, but also across Lima and TikTok in particular, and on my Twitter and Instagram too. I'll share things there from time to time. So to keep yourselves occupied, if you're on any of those platforms, if you fancy joining me on those, occasionally I will post there too. And there's loads, absolutely hundreds on TikTok and Lima of random quiz stuff. So, and of course, on this page, if you go back through the videos on this page or go back through all the pictures that I post on this page, there's a whole archive of picture quiz rounds that I posted. So I used to post one after every video before I started doing these. After pretty much every video, I would post a picture round as well. So you've got plenty to keep you occupied if you ever needed a fix on your quiz needs whilst I'm not doing live shows. So do have a look and give me a follow elsewhere. The link is in the description as always. So click that and it'll show you everywhere you can follow me and support me. Now I do have some repeats. It's no problem, whatever your reason for needing them. 3, 4 and 5, 7 and 8, 1 and 4 again. You heard it, but just want to punish yourselves again. Okay, Andy says, and 3 again. Right, okay, that's fine. Right, we'll try and go through them in a rough order here. So question 1, what was destroyed by fire in Hong Kong Harbour in 1972 during major restorations? Question 3, which is for Ed and also for Chris and Eric. And, well, basically Blackpool Bar Stewards and Back in Black, I think. Question 3 was, Humphrey Bogart played which character in The Maltese Falcon? The character's name. You will need the first name and the surname. in order to have your clue as well for what the connection is. Question 4. Andy's asked for that, and has Chris. So question 4 was, which current band from Oklahoma, USA is made up of 4 brothers? They're named Caleb, Nathan, Jared, and Matthew Followill. Question 5 was, what is the name of the British comedy actor famed for his roles as Owen in The Vicar of Dibley and Colin Ball in Only Fools and Horses? So that was question number 5. I also mentioned that he's not long passed away as well. Last few years he passed away. Right, next one I got asked to repeat was question 7 and 8. Question 7, which film starring Brad Pitt was based on a Chuck Palahniuk novel? And question 8 was, which 1963 R&B song written by duo Bob and Earl has been covered by Booker T and the MGs and in 1986 by the Rolling Stones? A 1963 song covered by Booker T and the MGs and the Rolling Stones. What was it called? Do we have any more repeats? I don't think so. Okay, don't forget to work out what you think these books are, these famous novels. I've had to crop out the title and the author of these. But let's see how you go with them. Okay, no more comments come in. I am going to now go through the answers and then we'll talk about the pictures as well. Perhaps you will work out what the connection is by the time I've got through the end of these answers anyway. But be honest, okay? Question 1. What was destroyed by fire in Hong Kong Harbour 1972 during major restorations? It was the RMS Queen Elizabeth. Question 2. Shirley Bassey sang the theme song to which 1971 James Bond film? It was Diamonds Are Forever. Question 3. Humphrey Bogart played which character in The Maltese Falcon? It was Sam Spade. Question 4. Which current band from Oklahoma, USA was made up of 4 brothers? They were the Kings of Leon. 4 brothers, Kings of Leon. Question 5. The British comedy actor famed for his role as Owen in The Vicar of Dibley and Colin Ball in Only Fools and Horses. Colin Ball's Trigger's real name in Only Fools and Horses. Bit of a trick for you there. Colin Ball is Trigger, so the answer is Roger Lloyd Pack. Question 6. Steve Miller and Fatboy Slim shared which hit song title? It was The Joker. Question 7. The film that starred Brad Pitt and was based on a Chuck Palahniuk novel was Fight Club. Question 8. Which 1963 R&B song written by the duo Bob and Earl, covered by Booker T and the Rolling Stones, was the Harlem Shuffle? And question number 9. David Jason has won 8 NTA awards playing Jack Frost in A Touch of Frost. So, the connection between all of those answers, and this will be for 5 bonus points, is a deck of playing cards. Or just playing cards. Because we have, if you go through the answers again, Queen, Diamonds, Spade, Kings, Pack of cards, The Joker, Fight Club, clubs, Harlem Shuffle the cards, and Jack Frost, Jack. So there we go. So 1 point for questions 1 through 9, 5 points for the connection, and the pictures for 2 points. So 1 point for each of these. We've got on the left The Hobbit, and on the right it is The Iron Man. The film they made of it, the animated film based off of that, is called The Iron Giant. The book is called The Iron Man. So, yeah, I'm afraid if you put The Iron Giant, you don't get any points for that one. It's called The Iron Man. All right, tally up those scores then. Let's see how many you've got. I never quite understood why that is the cover of The Hobbit. You'd have thought there'd be something. I mean, obviously it's like Middle Earth kind of landscape, but you'd have thought there'd be something a bit more interesting, characters or something, or the ring or Gollum or something on there. I'm sure there are other versions of it, but that's one of the main ones I could find. Okay, here comes some scores then. So, yes, Diva says 6 plus 5. We've got Sue and the Donuts there for 15 points. 12 for Team Bath, that's 10 plus 2. 8 plus 1 for us, says Chris, and Eric will blame the internet. Haha. Yes, why not? Luke and Jane have got 8 points. Maddie says 11 plus 2. Martin says 14 plus 2 for Let's Get Quizzical. Jan says, okay, I said I'm on fire too early. 4 points for me. Yeah. Connections rounds are always tricky rounds, pretty much. So, yeah, no, don't worry. There's some tough questions there. Don't worry about it. Andy says 10 plus 2 for Back in Black. Catherine says we got the connection after number 2, but they got most of the answers wrong. So 8 plus 1 plus our Abby and Rue bonus equals 10 for the Not So Golden Oldies. Very well played. Yes, I thought there might be some that work out the connection, even if they did only get 1 or 2 questions right. I did think that was going to be a thing we saw tonight, and I'm pleased to see you do that. Gabby says 6 plus 5, but no pictures for Pinky and the Brain. Annoyed with myself for the Iron Giant. Sorry. Yeah, it's not called Iron Giant. I didn't realise this either until I think Ruben brought it home from school one day, and it was called the Iron. He says, "I'm reading a book about the Iron Man." I was like, "You're reading an Iron Man book from school?" Thinking of the Marvel hero, as most people would these days. And then I looked at it, I was like, "Oh no, that's the Iron Giant. Why is it called the Iron Man?" And thus the discovery happened, and I realised why. And then we watched the film. So yeah, it's good. He loved it. Okay, so yeah, 6 plus 5 plus 0 for Pinky in the Brain there for that one. Any more for any more? Let me know in the comments. I'll give you a shout out as always, but we are going to move on to the 4th and final round of the show. We have 11 plus 1 there for Jew and the Brazilians. Very well done, good score. Here we go. Okay, this is it, guys. The last round of the evening of show 100. Really, really pleased with the turnout, by the way, this evening. Thank you all for taking your time out and being here together for episode 100. It's amazing. Okay, so this round then is game shows and quizzes. So we've done a similar one to this before, but essentially any kind of game show or trivia show or quiz that's been on TV, trivia about it could be in this round. Some classic ones, some more modern ones, bit of everything. All right? But a different set of questions from the last time we did it, of course, because that wasn't too long ago. This is a different round. Okay, so same again. Keep the answers to yourself. Don't put them in the comments or anything like that. We will see how well you do. Let me know what repeats you'd like at the end. So for the last time, for episode 100, question number 1. And I'm bringing up the pictures, don't worry. Question 1, I'm too excited to say this one. Who was the original presenter of Blockbusters? Martin, if you get this wrong, you're barred. Can I have a pee, please, Chris? Who was the original presenter of Blockbusters for question 1? Your pictures are... We're going more junior novels for this one. There we go. I'm sure you'll get these. I really, really hope you do get these. Classic stories. But name the titles of the books for 1 point each. One of them has been more severely cropped than the other. Okay, question number 2 then. Question 2, what is the name of Channel 4's dating show where the prospective daters appear in the nude? What is the name of Channel 4's dating show where the prospective daters appear in the nude? There you go in the comments. Hashtag, can I have a pee please, Chris? Yes. Not right now. Not when it's mid-round. Question number 3. Name the 2 regular presenters on BBC TV's Big Break snooker-based game show? Name the 2 regular presenters on BBC TV's Big Break snooker-based game show. I'm not really a fan of the main host of it, if I'm honest, but I did really enjoy the show. I did enjoy Big Break when it was on. I was much younger then, didn't really know the kind of person he was. That's my excuse and I'm sticking to it. Oh, Millie says, Team Eminem, they got 4 last time. Well done, 4 points. I did say it was a tough round. I did say it was a tough round. Right, your next question. Question 4. Major Charles Ingram will always be associated with which quiz show? Major Charles Ingram will always be associated with which quiz show? Right, next question, question number 5. Which 2 men presented Ask the Family, one in the 70s and one in the 90s? Which 2 men presented Ask the Family in the 1970s for 1 point and the one in the 1990s for a 2nd point? I don't think I ever watched that one. At least not the 90s one. I wasn't alive for the 70s one, I'm afraid. But no, I didn't watch that one. 1 point for each. The 2 hosts of Ask the Family. Question number 6. Which celebrity duo hosted ITV's Push the Button game show? That is a more recent one, more modern one. Certainly compared to the previous question. Which celebrity duo hosted ITV's Push the Button game show? Question number 7 is for 3 points. Name the most recent hosts of QI, University Challenge, and Blind Date. Name the most recent hosts of QI, University Challenge, and Blind Date for 3 points. 1 point for each correct answer. Okay, question number 8 now. Question 8. Who is the current host on ITV's The Chase? Who is the current host on ITV's The Chase? To those of you watching that don't live in the UK, I'm aware that you might struggle with some of these more recent questions because you might not get any of these shows broadcast where you are. But hey, Patreon requests are Patreon requests, and I do take them seriously. So, yeah. Hopefully you still get some points, though. And hopefully you'll get a couple of points here for the books. I hope that they're quite world well-known, famous books. Okay, your next question is question number 9. Name the current team captains on A Question of Sport. Yeah, Jan says, I guess I'll be happy with 4 points this round. Maybe. Name the current team captains on A Question of Sport. 1 point for each. Okay, your next question. Question number 10. How are Barry Simmons, Dave Rainford, Pat Gibson and Beth Webster known on BBC TV? How are Barry Simmons, Dave Rainford, Pat Gibson and Beth Webster known on BBC TV? Okay, and next question is question 11. On which classic TV shows could you find the following consolation prizes? A bendy bully, a family photograph, and a wooden spoon. On which classic TV shows could you find the following consolation prizes? A bendy bully, a family photograph, and a wooden spoon. Right, okay, next question then. Next question. Question number 12 now. Question 12. Who replaced Carol Vorderman on Channel 4's Countdown? Who replaced Carol Vorderman on Channel 4's Countdown? For one more point. Question 13 now. Question 13. London cabbie Fred Housego famously won which TV quiz show? London cabbie Fred Housego famously won which TV quiz show? Question 11. Are they three different answers? Yes, they are. Yes, a bendy bully, a family photograph, and a wooden spoon. Three different TV shows had those as consolation prizes. So yes, that is for 3 points. Question 14. Which two former England rugby players have won Celebrity MasterChef? Which two former England rugby players have won Celebrity MasterChef? So 2 points there, 1 point for each. And your final question of the 100th episode is for 3 points. Question 15. Name the three regular presenters from the Crystal Maze. Name the three regular presenters from the Crystal Maze. That's a favourite in this house. Okay, does anybody need a question repeated then? Because that was the last question. I'll gladly repeat any questions then. And then we will get into the answers and see how well you did. See who got the most points in the final round of our 100th show. And then that'll be it. Question 13 for Team Bath. Okay, question 13 was London cabbie Fred Housego famously won which TV quiz show? I can tell you, I will give you a clue for that one. He won it in 1980. So it was a quiz show that had been going for a while. So that again, question 13. London cabbie Fred Housego famously won which TV quiz show, which was in 1980. Oh, you meant 11. Okay, I can say 11 again, that's fine. On which classic TV shows could you find the following consolation prizes? A bendy bully, a family photograph, and a wooden spoon. a bendy bully, a family photograph, and a wooden spoon. Name the classic TV shows where you would find those as consolation prizes. Let's get quizzical. Need question 7 repeated. Question 7 was name the most recent hosts of QI, University Challenge, and Blind Date. That's for another 3 points. How are we doing for time? Ooh, just gone up past. Not bad. Not bad. I think we're going to go through the answers then. There's not been any more comments about repeats. Don't forget to write down an answer for the book covers, the last 2 book covers. Oh, Sue and the Donuts have just asked for number 9. Name the current team captains on A Question of Sport. It's not been long since they relaunched it with a new host and 2 new captains. So yes, let's see if any of you have noticed that. I had no idea who either of them were. I don't watch it. Not watched it for a long time. But it's an interesting question. Okay, I'm going to go through the answers now then, everybody, for the final round of the evening. Here we go. Question number 1. Who was the original presenter of Blockbusters? It was Bob Holness. Question 2. What's the name of Channel 4's dating show where the prospective daters appear in the nude? It is called Naked Attraction. Who goes on these shows? Why? Who thinks up this kind of show? I mean... Anyway, question 3. Name the 2 regular presenters on BBC TV's Big Break snooker-based game show. It was hosted by Jim Davidson and John Virgo. Question 4. Major Charles Ingram will always be associated with which quiz show? Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Initially, it was believed he was the very first winner of the show, and then it was discovered that he was a massive cheat and had somebody coughing in the audience when the right answers were spoken by the host. And that's how he would then realise what the correct answers were. Why the person coughing didn't think to enter themselves, and clearly they knew a thing or two as well, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, that's what happened. Gabby says accidentally had audio description on for an episode of Naked Attraction once. Funniest thing ever. Brilliant. Okay, maybe I'm going to have to catch up with an episode on demand and try that. That might be funny. Martin says I was on Naked Attraction with Bob Holness and I asked for a pee. Brilliant. Okay. Question 5. Which 2 men presented Ask the Family? One in the 70s and one in the 90s. It was Robert Robinson in the 70s and Alan Titchmarsh in the 90s for 2 points. Question 6. Which celebrity duo hosted ITV's Push the Button? That was Ant and Dec. That is a 1-point answer. It's for 1 point, Ant and Dec, because you don't get one without the other. Unless Ant's been naughty again and got himself arrested or something. Poor guy. Question 7. Name the most recent hosts of QI, University Challenge, and Blind Date for 3 points. So QI was hosted by Sandy Toksvig, University Challenge by Jeremy Paxman, and Blind Date was brought back by Paul O'Grady. Question number 8. Who is the current host on ITV's The Chase? It's Bradley Walsh. Question 9, the current team captains of A Question of Sport. Well, it was Paddy McGuinness that took over hosting the show, but the captains are hockey star Sam Quek, Quek, Sam Quek, and the other one was rugby player Hugo Monnier. They're the 2 captains. I'm sure they're lovely people, but I've not heard good things about the show since it came back. Right, next one. Next one, I will tell you when this behaves itself. Question 10. How are Barry Simmons, Dave Renford, Pat Gibson and Beth Webster collectively known on BBC TV? They were eggheads. Some of them may still be eggheads, but they were eggheads. Question 11. On which TV show or classic TV shows could you find the following consolation prizes? A bendy bully, that was on Bullseye. I used to love Bullseye. Brilliant. Never very good at darts, mind you, but I used to love Bullseye. A family photograph was once the consolation prize on Family Fortunes. And wooden spoons were given out for the losing team on Ready Steady Cook. Question 12. Who replaced Carol Vorderman on Channel 4's Countdown? That was Rachel Riley. Question 13. London cabbie Fred Housego famously won Mastermind in 1980. Question 14. Are Bendy Bully and Bus Fare Home? Ed says in the comments. Yeah, BFH. That is correct. They won Bus Fare Home as well. Yes, but you don't get a bonus point for that. Question number 14. Which two former England rugby players have won Celebrity MasterChef? That was Matt Dawson and Phil Vickery. And finally, question 15. The three regular presenters on the Crystal Maze was Richard O'Brien originally, then Ed Tudor-Pole took over, and then more recently, when it made its resurgence and was still just as great, I loved it, Richard Ayoade. You didn't have to spell it correctly, but Richard Ayoade nonetheless was the third answer for that question. The pictures. So, on the left-hand side, it does say illustrated by Quentin Blake there, but everything else has been removed from the picture. It is The Witches by Roald Dahl. So obviously I'm just asking for the titles of the books here. Jay says half share of a speedboat if you want on Bullseye as well. Yeah, that's it. Because everybody can just make use of a speedboat no matter where you live in the country. Ridiculous. Yes, that's right. Speedboats was quite often one of the top prizes. Or a car or a caravan. And yeah, it's funny looking back now. You see some of the clips of it on YouTube, the prizes they gave out. The other book was The Very Hungry Caterpillar as well. Another classic children's story. Or The Hungry Caterpillar, anything like that's fine. I'm sure you recognised it. Many of you would have. We have got scores coming in already. Chris and Eric, Blackpool Bar Stewards, 18 plus 2 points. Very well done. That is a good score. Keep those scores coming in then. Let's see how well you did in our final round of the evening. Diva's got 12 plus 1 for the pictures. I haven't seen the new version of the Witches film that was made with, was it Anne Hathaway's in it, I think? But the book, love all the Roald Dahl books. But the film they made originally of the Witches I really like too. We got 11. Thank you so much for doing this round. You're welcome, Millie. Thank you for supporting me on Patreon. Much appreciated as always. Donuts have got 23 points. Great score. Pinky and the Brain have got 20 plus 2. Team Bath have got 15 plus 2. That's 17. Catherine and Tony say 17 plus 2. So 19 for the Not So Golden Oldies. Yes, the second book, Very Hungry Caterpillar, or The Hungry Caterpillar. I forget exactly how it's worded now. Hungry Caterpillar. 9 plus 1 for Luke and Jane. A truly fab quiz. Thank you, Chris, Abby, and Rue. Thanks, Diva. Martin says 19 plus 2 for Let's Get Quizzical. Back in Black, I've got 17 plus 2. Yes, so Jan says 0 points. Best way to finish the 100th episode. Yes, another 0. On to the 100 and a 0 for your score. I'm sorry it wasn't your round, but thank you for taking part as always. Juice says the Brazilians, they've got 17 plus 2 points. Keep your comments coming in, guys. I'll just move on to the last screen then before we all say our goodbyes for the last time in this, hopefully not too long, but it will be a few months, this break I'm having to take. Let's go over. Here we go. Yes. G-Force, 24 plus 2. Great score there. Well done to Team G-Force. 24 plus 2 there. I think that's the highest score so far. Very well done. Yes, any more for any more? Let me know. This is the last chance, guys. I'm going to finish off here. That's 4 quiz rounds. Gone on a little bit late, but we've had lots of great conversations and laughs in the chat. I really hope you've enjoyed it as a 100th episode celebration. Please do continue to follow the page, and because I'm not going to go anywhere. I just won't be doing live shows for a while. But yeah, hopefully we'll know more soon. We've got a great big skip out the front of our house to fill up now. That's the next big thing we're working on. Downsizing before we move, so it's all very exciting over here, and I'll keep you all posted when I know when I'm moving and stuff, so you'll not lose touch. But yes, lovely comments coming in. Great quiz, Chris. All the best with the house move. Thank you. Well done, Chris, and everyone in this great community. Exactly, Diva. Fantastic quiz, Pete says. We'll miss all the general knowledge. Won't miss trying to read Ant's handwriting sent via WhatsApp. Catherine and Tony, fabulous quiz. As always, we'll miss you all. A great community. Thank you so much, Chris. Lots of love. Oh, lovely. Thank you. Yes, looking forward to reuniting too. Great quiz. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, you're quite emotional. Thanks so much for all the quizzes. Oh, Maddie. Yeah, I'm feeling a little bit emotional too, but it's just something we've got to do. Need that time back. But yeah, I will as soon as we know our moving date, when we start moving in, when I start decorating my new office, which is going to be all decked out, I'm going to make it a real nice place for me to be, and because I'll be working there all the time and hosting the quizzes in there too. So I'm going to make it real nice. Going to paint the walls and make it really nice. I'm really looking forward to it. But I'll share all of it, so I'll let you all know how it goes. And yeah, just follow me on other places and keep in touch. And if you find any fun things you want me to share in the Facebook groups, I can share those too. More than happy for you to do that. Really lovely comments, guys. I'll read them all and respond as we go. But I need to close off the live show now. And yeah, I'll come back to your comments. Really do appreciate it, and all the emojis and all those good responses really help out as always too, so make sure you do that too before you go. Right, everybody, I'm just going to keep waffling on, so I'm just going to say goodnight, I think, and play my little outro video. I'm really pleased you enjoyed it and have followed me for as long as you have done, and I will keep in touch, don't you worry. But for now, I guess I won't see you soon, but I will see you next time for more of the same fun. Stay safe, everybody. Cheers. Good night.